Melt belly fat instantly by drinking this every morning. Success in anything, even health, doesn't come by accident. It comes by design, by discipline, and by doing the small things that matter. Most people wake up every morning rushing into their day, grabbing their phone, maybe scrolling through social media, and running out the door with a coffee or nothing at all. And then they wonder why their energy is low, and their focus is dull, and that stubborn belly fat just won't go away. But let me tell you, it's not magic, it's not mystery, it's simply about learning the small daily rituals that compound into transformation. And one of those rituals is what you put into your body first thing in the morning. See, the body is like a machine, an incredible machine, but it responds exactly to how you treat it. You feed it junk, you get junk results. You feed it life, you get life back. Most people don't understand how powerful those first few minutes after waking up really are. The moment you open your eyes, your body begins searching for balance. It wants hydration, it wants cleansing, it wants to be energized. And what you give it in that moment can either help you melt fat, boost your metabolism, and start your day right, or it can drag you into sluggishness, cravings, and frustration. Now imagine starting your day with something that doesn't just wake you up, but actually ignites your system. A simple morning drink that triggers your body to burn fat naturally, that cleanses the digestive system, flushes out toxins, and resets your metabolism. It's not about starving yourself or chasing fancy diets. It's about giving your body exactly what it needs to work efficiently. You see, nature already has the tools. Powerful ingredients that can help your body do what it was designed to do. Burn energy instead of storing it, use nutrients instead of hoarding fat, and stay vibrant instead of tired. But here's the truth. It's not the drink alone that changes you. It's the mindset behind it. When you choose to take control of your mornings, you start taking control of your life. You tell your body, I'm in charge now. You build momentum with one simple decision, and that decision creates a ripple effect across your day. You eat better, you move more, you think clearer, and you feel lighter. Every great transformation begins with one small, consistent action. And this morning ritual can be that spark. So before you rush into the noise of the day, take a moment for yourself. Commit to a simple act that can change the way you feel, the way you move, and the way you look. Because your body is ready, it's waiting for that signal from you. And when you give it the right start, it will reward you in ways you can't imagine. More energy, more confidence, and yes, the power to melt that stubborn belly fat, naturally and effortlessly. The power of morning rituals determines the quality of your body and mind, because every day begins with a choice. And that choice shapes the direction of your energy. The morning is a sacred window, a quiet hour when the body and mind are most open to influence. What you do in those first few moments after waking doesn't just affect your mood, it sets the tone for your entire day. If you start your morning in chaos, you carry chaos. If you start it with discipline and purpose, you carry focus and clarity. Most people underestimate the influence of the morning because they think success in health or fitness is built in the gym or the kitchen alone, but it begins much earlier. It begins with a mindset. The morning ritual is not just about habits, it's about creating a pattern of intention that signals your body and your mind that you are in control. That today will be directed by design, not by default. When you wake up, your mind is like soft clay ready to be shaped. The first thoughts, the first actions, and the first inputs you allow in become the blueprint for how you feel and perform. If you start your day with negativity, distractions, or unhealthy choices, you're programming your system to react, not to lead. But when you begin your day with a ritual that strengthens your body and focuses your mind, you shift from survival mode to creation mode. That's when momentum begins. Rituals act like anchors. They hold you steady no matter what storms come your way during the day. You're no longer tossed around by circumstances because you've already centered yourself in the morning. The power of a morning ritual lies in repetition. When done daily, the same simple actions create compound results. A glass of warm water with lemon, a few minutes of deep breathing, a short walk. These may seem like small acts, but over time, they transform your physiology and mindset. The body starts responding differently. Your metabolism adjusts, your stress levels drop, and your focus sharpens. The ritual itself doesn't need to be complex, it just needs to be consistent. Consistency is the true engine of transformation. Every repetition sends a signal to your brain that this is who you are now, this is how you live. What's fascinating is how the body and mind align when rituals become part of daily life. When you wake up and follow your chosen pattern, you begin training your subconscious to expect order, discipline, and movement. Your hormones adapt, your energy stabilizes, and your body's internal clock begins to support your rhythm rather than resist it. You're no longer forcing yourself to feel alive. You are naturally alive because your body has learned the pattern of vitality. And all this begins with something as simple as how you start your day. A strong morning ritual also creates mental resilience. When your first actions are intentional, you build confidence. You tell yourself through behavior that you are capable of control, and that control extends beyond the morning. It touches your food choices, your emotional responses, and even your ability to stay motivated. People who rely on motivation alone often fail because motivation is inconsistent. Ritual, on the other hand, is dependable. You may not feel inspired every morning, but when you've built a ritual, you don't rely on feelings, you rely on structure. That structure carries you through the moments when motivation fades. The human mind craves rhythm, and rituals give it that rhythm. The more predictable your first hour is, the more freedom you create in the rest of your day. When the mind knows what to expect, it stops wasting energy on decision fatigue. That's why successful people, healthy people, disciplined people often have a set morning routine. They've eliminated randomness. They've replaced it with a predictable system that fuels productivity and balance. Your body and mind love patterns because patterns build momentum, and momentum builds results. What you choose to do in the morning also communicates your priorities. When you decide to move your body, hydrate, or focus your thoughts, you're declaring that health and growth come first. When you rush, skip meals, or drown in distractions, you're declaring that the world controls you. Rituals are your way of reclaiming power from chaos. They remind you that you are not just reacting to life, you are directing it. The quality of your body and mind depends on the quality of your inputs. The morning is your opportunity to set those inputs intentionally. You can feed your body with nutrients, your mind with positivity, and your spirit with calm. Over time, these inputs shape your entire reality. A person who starts every day with clarity and care carries that energy into every task, every conversation, and every challenge. The morning ritual becomes a compass that keeps you aligned no matter how busy or unpredictable the day becomes. It keeps your body strong, your mind sharp, and your emotions steady because you've taken command before the world demands your attention. What you consume first thing in the morning sets your metabolism in motion because the body, after hours of rest, wakes up ready to absorb, reset, and refuel. During sleep, your systems slow down to repair and restore. When you open your eyes, your body is in a state of renewal, waiting for the signal that it's time to start burning energy again. The first thing you give it, whether that's a glass of water, a sugary coffee, or a nutrient-rich drink, tells your metabolism what kind of day it's going to be. If you feed it right, it begins to burn fat efficiently, process energy smoothly, and keep you alert and balanced. If you feed it wrong, it becomes sluggish, your blood sugar spikes, and your energy crashes before noon. The first input of the day sets the biochemical tone for everything that follows. And that's why those early moments are more powerful than most people realize. The metabolism is like the engine of your body. When you start a car on a cold morning, you don't slam the accelerator. You let the engine warm up. The same is true with your body. It needs a gentle, intelligent start to operate at its best. When you begin your day with the right nutrients, something that hydrates, detoxifies, and activates your system, you're essentially tuning your internal machinery for performance. The digestive system wakes up, hormones regulate, and your cells begin converting nutrients into energy instead of storing them as fat. But when you skip breakfast or start with something artificial and processed, your body enters a defensive mode. It slows down, stores calories, and holds onto fat because it doesn't trust the energy flow it's receiving. Hydration plays the first critical role in this process. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, the body is naturally dehydrated. Every metabolic function from digestion to fat oxidation depends on water. Drinking water first thing helps flush toxins that accumulated overnight and signals the organs to restart their functions. Adding ingredients like lemon, apple cider vinegar, or a pinch of Himalayan salt can enhance this effect, helping balance pH levels and boosting enzyme activity. It's a simple act, but it sends a powerful message to your metabolism. It's time to wake up and work efficiently. Then comes nourishment. What you choose to eat or drink next becomes the fuel your cells will rely on throughout the morning. If that fuel is clean, rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, the body responds with vitality. Blood sugar remains stable, cravings are reduced, and energy levels are sustained. If that fuel is filled with refined sugar or processed ingredients, your body goes into emergency mode. It burns through that energy too quickly, causing a crash that leaves you tired, hungry, and craving more. That's how unhealthy cycles begin. Not with one meal, but with the first meal of the day sending the wrong message. The body operates on feedback loops. Every action creates a response. When you nourish it well in the morning, it learns to expect consistency, so it becomes more efficient. Your metabolism becomes trained to burn energy steadily instead of hoarding it. You start noticing that your appetite regulates naturally, you crave lighter foods, and your digestion improves. It's not a miracle, it's simply your body responding to predictable, positive input. That's the beauty of metabolism. It adapts to your behavior. Feed it balance, and it creates balance. Feed it chaos, and it creates resistance. Caffeine, for example, can either support your metabolism or harm it, depending on how you use it. A black coffee after hydration can stimulate fat burning and mental alertness, but drinking it first thing, especially on an empty stomach, can trigger cortisol spikes and digestive distress. The key is understanding rhythm, when your body is ready to receive, and what it truly needs. The right morning beverage or meal doesn't just satisfy hunger, it activates your system's natural intelligence. It teaches your metabolism how to function optimally instead of reactively. Another factor that influences metabolism early in the day is mindfulness. The way you consume food or drink matters just as much as what you consume. When you eat slowly, breathe deeply, and allow yourself to be present, your body digests better. Stressful mornings, full of rush and distraction, create the opposite effect. They elevate stress hormones like cortisol, which can suppress metabolism and promote fat storage. A calm, deliberate morning routine tells your body it's safe, and safety allows it to burn energy efficiently instead of conserving it. The first hour of your day is your foundation. It's the hour when your body is listening most closely. What you consume, how you consume it, and the emotions attached to it all send signals that shape how you'll feel for the next several hours. You can either ignite your metabolism to run like a well-tuned machine, or you can confuse it into sluggishness and imbalance. The difference lies in awareness. Once you understand that your first choices carry the most weight, you stop treating breakfast or your morning drink as routine. You begin to see it as strategy, a way to take command of your energy, your focus, and your body's ability to stay lean and strong throughout the day. Natural ingredients can activate fat burning and detoxification processes because the human body is built to respond to nature's chemistry. The systems inside us, metabolism, digestion, and cellular repair, are influenced directly by what we feed them. When you consume something natural like herbs, fruits, roots, or pure minerals, you're giving your body information it recognizes. Processed foods confuse your metabolism, but natural ingredients communicate clearly with your cells. They send the right signals that say, burn energy, release fat, and cleanse toxins. The body doesn't need extreme diets or starvation to function better. It simply needs the raw materials that nature intended it to use. When you start feeding your system what it understands, it begins to heal, detoxify, and perform at a higher level without effort or strain. Fat burning begins in the mitochondria, the powerhouses of every cell. These tiny engines convert nutrients into usable energy. When they're fueled with clean, natural compounds like antioxidants, enzymes, and plant-based phytonutrients, they operate at peak efficiency. Ingredients such as green tea extract, lemon, ginger, turmeric, and cinnamon naturally stimulate thermogenesis, the process by which the body generates heat and burns calories. They activate enzymes that help break down stored fat and use it as fuel. Unlike artificial stimulants, which shock the system temporarily. These natural compounds work in harmony with your hormones. They balance insulin, reduce inflammation, and help the body regulate its own metabolism rather than forcing it. Detoxification is the other side of this equation. Fat burning and detox go hand in hand because when the body is burdened with toxins, it holds onto fat as a form of protection. The liver, kidneys, and lymphatic system are constantly filtering out waste, but when they're overloaded, metabolism slows down. Natural detoxifiers like lemon water, apple cider vinegar, chlorophyll, and green vegetables help the liver flush out harmful substances that accumulate from processed foods, pollution, and stress. Once the liver is clear, fat metabolism improves dramatically. You can't burn fat efficiently if your body is clogged with toxins. Detoxification frees up energy, restores balance, and resets the internal environment so your metabolism can do what it's meant to do. Certain ingredients have specific roles in this natural process. Ginger increases circulation and raises body temperature slightly, which enhances calorie burning. Turmeric contains curcumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound that improves liver function and supports digestion. Lemon alkalizes the body and provides vitamin C, which assists in collagen production and cellular repair. Green tea provides catechins, antioxidants that increase energy expenditure and help reduce belly fat. Even something as simple as warm water with honey and cinnamon can stabilize blood sugar and suppress cravings. These ingredients don't work by magic. They work because they activate biological systems that already exist within you. They awaken what's dormant. The body is intelligent. It knows how to cleanse itself, how to use fat as fuel, and how to maintain balance, but modern lifestyles suppress that intelligence. Processed foods, artificial sweeteners, and chemical additives block the signals between your brain, your hormones, and your metabolism. Natural ingredients restore those signals. They realign your internal communication system so your body once again knows how to function efficiently. When you begin incorporating these elements consistently, your metabolism becomes more flexible, meaning it can switch between burning carbohydrates and fats more effectively. You start feeling lighter not just physically but mentally because detoxification also affects clarity and mood. Another important aspect of using natural ingredients is their cumulative power. A single cup of herbal tea may not melt fat overnight, but repeated daily use changes your body's chemistry gradually. It reduces inflammation, balances gut bacteria, and strengthens the organs responsible for detox. The gut, often called the second brain, plays a critical role in metabolism. When nourished with fiber, probiotics, and antioxidants, it digests more efficiently and prevents fat accumulation. Ingredients like flaxseed, aloe vera, and apple cider vinegar help maintain a healthy gut environment where nutrients are absorbed properly and waste is eliminated quickly. A clean digestive system means faster metabolism and less fat storage. Nature also offers hydration through its ingredients. Many fruits and herbs have high water content, which supports detox and keeps metabolism active. Cucumber, mint, watermelon, and citrus fruits help flush toxins and reduce bloating. The enzymes in these foods encourage the breakdown of fats and carbohydrates without burdening the liver. Hydration is a silent but crucial part of fat burning because every metabolic reaction in the body requires water. Natural hydration combined with nutrient-rich ingredients creates the ideal internal condition for fat loss. What's remarkable about these natural processes is how effortless they become once the body adjusts. When you stop forcing your metabolism through extreme diets or chemical supplements and instead nourish it with nature's elements, it responds naturally. Your cravings decrease because your cells are getting the nutrients they need. Your digestion improves because your organs are supported, not overworked. The detoxification pathways open up, allowing the elimination of waste to happen efficiently. Your energy becomes stable throughout the day because your blood sugar stays balanced. Every organ, from your liver to your skin, benefits from the purity of what you consume. Natural ingredients don't fight against your body. They work with it, supporting the systems that already know how to create balance, burn fat, and sustain vitality. Consistency in small daily habits creates long-term transformation because the body and mind are built on repetition. Every action, no matter how small, sends a message to your subconscious about who you are and what you're becoming. The difference between those who achieve lasting health and those who constantly struggle isn't found in giant leaps or short bursts of motivation. It's found in the small, quiet actions done every single day. When you repeat something often enough, it becomes part of your identity. You stop forcing it, and it starts to happen naturally. That's the secret behind every transformation. Not perfection, but persistence. When it comes to health, the human body thrives on rhythm. It responds to cycles, patterns, and predictability. When you consistently eat well, move regularly, and rest properly, your body begins to trust you. It adapts to the routine, becoming more efficient with energy, digestion, and recovery. Every time you drink water in the morning, every time you choose a healthy meal, every time you take a few minutes to breathe deeply, your body records that information. It learns that this is the new normal. Transformation doesn't come from doing everything right once. It comes from doing the right thing over and over again until your body and mind have no choice but to change. Habits are powerful because they eliminate the need for constant decision-making. Every time you decide to act in alignment with your goals, your brain forms a neural pathway. The more often you travel that pathway, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, it takes less effort and willpower because it has become your automatic response. That's why consistency matters so much. You can't build a strong body or a clear mind from occasional effort. You have to show up daily, even when you don't feel like it. Those are the moments when true change begins, when discipline takes over where motivation fades. Small habits compound over time in ways that are almost invisible at first. Drinking a healthy morning drink might not seem like it's making a difference after a week, but after a month, your energy levels rise. After 3 months, your digestion improves. After 6 months, your body composition changes. Each small decision layers on top of the last until the results become undeniable. Most people quit too soon because they don't see instant progress. But the body operates on a delayed reward system. It takes time for internal changes to reflect externally. Consistency bridges that gap between effort and reward. The more you stay with it, the more momentum you create. And momentum is what turns effort into transformation. Discipline built through small daily habits also strengthens the mind. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you build trust with yourself. You prove that your word means something, and that creates confidence. Confidence doesn't come from outcomes, it comes from consistency. It's knowing that you can rely on yourself to do what you said you would, regardless of circumstances. That kind of mental strength spills into every area of life. When you can stay consistent with your health habits, you naturally become more focused, organized, and persistent in your goals because you've trained your brain to value progress over perfection. The beauty of small habits is their sustainability. Anyone can follow an extreme diet or a strict plan for a few days, but very few can maintain it long term. That's because drastic changes exhaust willpower. Small changes, on the other hand, feel natural. They fit into your lifestyle. Drinking a detox drink each morning, stretching for 10 minutes, or taking a short walk after meals doesn't feel overwhelming. But each of these small acts adds up. Over time, they reshape your metabolism, strengthen your immune system, and sharpen your focus. Transformation becomes a byproduct of your routine rather than a forced goal. Consistency also creates awareness. When you commit to daily habits, you become more in tune with your body. You start to notice how it responds to food, sleep, stress, and movement. This awareness allows you to make better choices without needing strict rules. Your intuition grows stronger because you're constantly communicating with your body through consistent action. You no longer need to guess what works. You know what works because you've observed it in yourself. That's how consistency turns knowledge into wisdom. It's easy to get distracted by quick fixes and trends that promise fast results. But the truth is, sustainable transformation can't be rushed. It's built slowly, layer by layer, through the habits you practice daily. Every sip of water, every healthy breakfast, every mindful moment is an investment in your future self. These investments accumulate silently until one day the results become visible. The body becomes leaner, the mind becomes clearer, and the spirit feels lighter. All because of simple, consistent effort repeated without fail. The real power of consistency lies in its ability to outlast emotion. Some days you'll feel inspired and other days you won't, but habits don't rely on emotion. They rely on structure. When your routine is strong, it carries you even when your motivation is weak. You no longer negotiate with yourself about what to do. You simply do it because it's who you are now. That's what separates transformation from temporary change. Transformation happens when consistency becomes identity, when healthy actions stop being something you have to do and start being something you naturally do. It's not the size of the action that matters, but the steadiness of it, the willingness to repeat it daily until the results speak for themselves. Taking control of your mornings means taking control of your health and energy, because the first hours of the day act as the foundation for everything that follows. The way you start determines how you think, how you feel, and how you perform. When you wake up and immediately surrender your attention to distractions, your body and mind fall into reaction mode. But when you begin the day with purpose, you move from reaction to creation. You become the one shaping the day instead of letting the day shape you. This shift may sound simple, but it changes everything. The morning carries a unique stillness, a clarity that allows you to design your physical and mental state before the noise of the world sets in. When you take charge of that window, you program your body for vitality and your mind for focus. The human body runs on rhythm. Hormones, digestion, and energy cycles all follow internal clocks that adjust to how you treat your mornings. When you wake up with intention, hydrate, nourish, and move, you align those natural cycles. Cortisol rises naturally in the morning to help you wake up. If you support it with sunlight, water, and nutrient-rich food, you ride that wave of energy smoothly. But if you disrupt it with stress, stimulants, or rushed behavior, your body spends the rest of the day trying to correct that imbalance. Taking control of your mornings means giving your body what it needs when it needs it most. You start syncing with your natural biology instead of fighting against it. Energy isn't something you chase. It's something you create. The way you breathe, eat, and think first thing in the morning determines how energy flows through you. A few minutes of mindful breathing oxygenates your cells and clears mental fog. Drinking water before anything else replenishes what your body lost during sleep and jumpstarts your metabolism. Eating natural, unprocessed foods gives your body clean fuel that burns efficiently rather than dragging you down. Each of these small steps is a form of self-command, a signal that says you're the one steering the direction of your day. The body follows leadership, and when you lead it with consistency and care, it responds with strength and alertness. Taking control of your mornings also affects your emotions. The first hour after waking is when your subconscious mind is most impressionable. Whatever you expose yourself to, whether it's gratitude or anxiety, silence or noise, shapes your emotional tone for the rest of the day. When you take time to be still, reflect, or set intentions, you're planting seeds of calmness and focus. Those seeds grow throughout the day, influencing how you react to challenges and how you interact with others. If you rush into chaos, your mind mirrors that energy. But if you begin with order, your emotions follow that stability. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present enough to choose how you begin. Your morning routine becomes a form of preparation, a quiet rehearsal for success. When you organize your body and thoughts early, you eliminate friction later. The tasks that might have felt overwhelming now flow naturally because your foundation is strong. A well-directed morning makes decision-making easier, productivity smoother, and stress more manageable. This isn't because life becomes simpler, it's because you become stronger, calmer, and more centered. You've already proven to yourself that you're capable of structure and discipline before the world even wakes up, and that sense of order becomes your advantage. Health doesn't start in the gym or the kitchen alone. It starts with the mindset you cultivate before the day begins. When you take control of your mornings, you influence every system in your body. Your digestion improves because you're not eating in stress. Your blood pressure stabilizes because you're not rushing. Your immune system strengthens because you're consistent with rest, hydration, and movement. These are natural responses to alignment. The body performs best when it knows what to expect. A consistent morning pattern provides that stability, training your physiology to stay balanced and resilient. The way you treat your mornings also reflects the way you value yourself. If you constantly rush, skip nourishment, or wake up reacting to external pressures, you're sending a message that your well-being is secondary. But when you give yourself time to breathe, stretch, and start consciously, you're affirming that your health matters. This self-respect creates momentum that carries into every area of life. You begin making better choices because your mind is grounded and your body is energized. Taking care of yourself early in the day isn't selfish, it's strategic. It ensures that you have the strength and clarity to handle whatever comes next. The morning holds incredible power because it's the only time of day that fully belongs to you. Before the world makes its demands, before the noise and obligations begin, you have a window of freedom to invest in yourself. What you do with that time determines what you'll get from the rest of the day. If you waste it, you spend the rest of the day catching up. If you use it wisely, you move through the day with control and intention. Each morning becomes an opportunity to reset, refocus, and realign your goals with your actions. Taking control of your mornings doesn't mean creating a complicated routine. It means creating meaningful structure. A few consistent rituals, a glass of water, a healthy drink, a moment of gratitude, a stretch, a reflection, can change your chemistry and your mindset. You start feeling lighter, clearer, more capable, not because you did something dramatic, but because you chose to start with direction. The morning becomes your anchor, the part of the day where you remind yourself of your purpose and prepare your body to meet it with strength and clarity.